Hey there, sleepyheads. Welcome back to the channel. Before we drift into tonight's tale of the infinite fins, I'd love to know where in the world you are watching from tonight. And what time is it for you right now? Drop it in the comments below. It's always magical seeing how far and wide this sleepy little community reaches. All right, lights low, blankets up. Let's begin. Tonight we are going to wander quietly into a thought that stretches far beyond a single forest, a single kingdom, or even a single lifetime. We are going to think about Finn, not just the Finn who runs through the lands of Oo, whose laughter fills valleys and whose courage touches hearts, but every Finn that could ever exist, every Finn that does exist, somewhere in the soft, shimmering folds of the multiverse. Tonight, we explore the gentle idea that all these Finns share one consciousness, one soul, quietly dreaming them into being. Imagine a thread, infinitely long, glimmering with a faint golden light. This thread moves slowly, stretching across dimensions, weaving through countless realities. Along its length, we find Finns of every shape, size, and world. Some Finns are familiar to us, their adventures and friendships painted vividly across our memory. Some are quieter, lives never shown, stories untold, yet they pulse with the same heartbeat, guided by the same soul. The thread is patient, calm, and ever-present, carrying within it the essence of bravery, kindness, and curiosity that defines Finn. In this vast cosmic weaving, each Finn is like a bead strung along the thread. Each bead catches the light differently, shaped by the world it inhabits, reflecting experiences unique to its place and time. The Finn who grew up with Jake in the sunlit fields of Oo carries a warmth and laughter that tinges the thread with gold. The Finn who never left his quiet, untouched farm world carries a softness, a steady glow like moonlight on calm water. The Finn who sometimes slips into dreams as a pillow or shadow holds gentle, fleeting sparks, the tiniest whispers of the soul, yet no less real. It's a slow and gentle thing to consider. All these versions are alive in their own worlds, yet they are never truly separate. There is no sharp boundary between them, only the soft hum of a consciousness that dreams them all. Sometimes, when a Finn closes his eyes at night, he is not only dreaming his own world, but feeling the faint echo of another Finn's footsteps, another Finn's laughter, another Finn's quiet sorrow. The soul of Finn stretches across space and time, gathering these fragments, letting them breathe, letting them live. This consciousness is patient. It doesn't hurry or fret. It simply flows, and in its flowing, it carries the story of every Finn, letting one moment bloom into another, letting the joys, the fears, and the small, ordinary victories ripple quietly across dimensions. The soul itself is a gentle river, winding and turning, sometimes pooling in the light of understanding, sometimes slipping through shadowed valleys where Finns wrestle with the mysteries of their own hearts. Yet always it moves with quiet purpose. Always it carries the weightless magic of possibility. And here we might pause for a moment to imagine it softly, in the way we imagine clouds drifting lazily across a twilight sky. Picture the thread stretching outward, reaching into infinite worlds. Each Finn along it is a small, flickering light, shimmering gently in rhythm with the others. Some flicker with bright, youthful energy, full of laughter and adventure. Some burn steadily, calm and reflective, thoughtful about the choices that brought them here. And some flicker faintly, almost invisibly, carrying quiet stories of lives that might never touch the eyes of others but are no less important. It is comforting, in a way, to realize that Finn's soul is patient enough to hold them all, that it knows every fear, every triumph, every quiet, unremarkable moment in between. It doesn't judge, it doesn't demand, it simply exists, stretching across all realities, dreaming them all. There is a rhythm to this dreaming, slow and even, like the rise and fall of soft ocean waves under a moonlit sky. You could imagine it carrying the laughter of one fin, the careful thought of another, the silent, contemplative watching of another, all blended into a single, seamless lullaby. And as we drift deeper into this idea, it begins to feel as though time itself softens around the edges. One fin's yesterday can touch another fin's tomorrow. Decisions made in one reality ripple gently into another, like the soft ripple of water when a single stone drops. It is not chaotic. It is not loud or forceful. It is a quiet understanding, the multiverse's version of a lullaby, reminding us that no fin is ever truly alone. They are all threads in the same tapestry, carried along by a consciousness that dreams them all into being, letting each one unfold at its own pace. The thread, of course, is not bound by our sense of linear time. In its calm, infinite weaving, all fins exist simultaneously. There is the fin who laughs under the warm sun, the fin who trembles in fear in a darkened cave, the fin who smiles softly in quiet solitude. All of them breathe under the same quiet rhythm, carried forward by the same soul. You can imagine them gently brushing against one another in dreams, whispers of awareness passing from one to the other, subtle and soft, a kind of mutual remembering without words, without awareness, without expectation. And perhaps this is the quiet magic of it all, that in this infinite web of existence, Finn's soul is free to explore every possibility, to love every version of himself, to carry every story, even the ones that never truly begin or end. Every Finn, whether they are laughing, crying, or simply gazing at the stars in silence, is a part of the same eternal being. And this being dreams them softly, calmly, lovingly, across the expanse of all realities, through the long night of the universe, always present, always patient, always dreaming. As we let that gentle thought settle, imagine, just for a moment, the faint shimmer of the thread stretching far beyond what we can see. It twists and bends softly through realities, brushing past countless versions of Finn, each one quietly existing, each one quietly dreaming. Some of these Finns live in worlds rich with magic and adventure, while others exist in worlds that are quiet, simple, almost untouched by chaos. Yet none of these realities is more or less significant than the others. Each is a note in the soft symphony of Finn's soul, and the music flows slowly, endlessly, with a rhythm that comforts rather than disturbs. Consider the Finn who sleeps beneath a canopy of familiar trees, the ones that sway in a gentle breeze as evening descends over Uru. He dreams his adventures, yes, but he is also touched by whispers from another Finn, somewhere else. Perhaps it is Farmworld Finn, sitting quietly under a sky untouched by magic, wondering at the simplicity of his own days. Perhaps it is Pillow Finn, soft and playful, drifting in a dream shaped like a small, harmless world. Or perhaps it is a Finn that none of us have yet seen, whose very existence is a secret song sung by the thread itself. Each experience is a brushstroke of the same soul, painting across dimensions in a calm, deliberate flow. And in this gentle intertwining, the idea of loneliness begins to soften. Even when a Finn feels isolated, even when he feels as though the world is vast and unyielding, he is not alone. Somewhere another Finn is dreaming in harmony with him, sharing fragments of laughter, fragments of courage, fragments of quiet contemplation. The thread hums softly with these echoes, a low, soothing vibration that carries a reassurance deeper than words. It reminds each Finn, softly and persistently, that the soul that dreams them is patient, that it watches over them in silence, and that they are part of something far greater than themselves. Sometimes we might even imagine that these echoes drift into consciousness in the gentlest way. A Finn might feel a strange sense of familiarity when he stumbles upon a path he has never walked, or hear a faint whisper in the wind that seems almost like advice from a self he does not yet know. These are not coincidences. They are quiet, tender moments of recognition, the soul brushing lightly against itself across time and space, stitching each experience together into a seamless, luminous whole. And the feeling is neither urgent nor loud. It is soft, almost imperceptible, like the hush of night settling over a sleeping forest. The beauty of this thread is that it does not demand understanding. Finn does not need to know that he is countless. He does not need to know that his soul stretches across infinite realities. All he needs to do is exist, to breathe, to move through his world as he always has, and the thread will carry him, gently, through the quiet expanses of possibility. Each version of Finn, whether bold or hesitant, joyous or sorrowful, is a necessary piece of this larger consciousness, a soft spark in a constellation of self that spans infinity. We can imagine the soul itself as a patient weaver, the soft, deliberate hands threading each Finn onto the endless string. There is no rush, there is no noise. There's only the calm folding of time and space, the gentle acknowledgement of each life lived, each moment felt. And as we picture it, we can almost hear the slow, steady rhythm of the universe itself, a soft heartbeat in which every Finn finds a place, a quiet affirmation that they belong, that they are known, that they are carried. Even the smallest, quietest moments matter. The Finn who pauses to watch the sunset, the Finn who sits silently beside a friend, the Finn who laughs alone at a small, private joke. These are not trivial. They are threads of light woven into the larger tapestry, colors that shimmer gently against the infinite expanse. And in each, the soul murmurs its quiet blessing, letting the Finn exist fully, softly, as though cradled by the universe itself. And as we follow this thought further, it begins to feel as if the soul of Finn is not only patient, but endlessly curious. It watches its own reflections with gentle attention, seeing how each version of itself moves through life, how each experiences the worlds it inhabits, how each Finn grows, falters, and learns. There is a slow, almost tender fascination in this observation, a careful, loving awareness that each Finn is more than just a fragment. They are each a complete, vital expression of the same consciousness. The thread continues to shimmer as we imagine it, stretching beyond what our eyes can see, beyond what our minds can fully grasp. It curves softly around galaxies, slipping past stars and silent moons, passing through quiet forests, bustling towns, and untouched fields. And everywhere it touches, it leaves a soft pulse of presence, a gentle reassurance that all Finns are part of something eternal. The soul moves without hurry, and in its movement, we can almost feel the soft hum of infinite lives coexisting in harmony, a lullaby for the multiverse itself. As we follow the thread a little further, let us imagine the gentle sway of the multiverse itself, as if the cosmos itself breathes slowly, carefully, in time with Finn's infinite consciousness. Each ripple, each pulse of light along the thread is a quiet reflection of the life of a Finn somewhere. And though these lives are countless, the soul carries them with a remarkable patience. There is no rush, no demand, only a soft unfolding, a gentle rolling of existence across the landscapes of possibility. It is as though the universe itself hums a lullaby, one that the soul of Finn hears and sings along to, drifting quietly through eternity. In this vast, infinite expanse, every choice a fin makes sends faint ripples along the thread. Some are small, like a leaf drifting across a quiet pond, simple moments of curiosity, kindness, or hesitation. Others are larger, heavy with consequence, like stones dropping into still waters, creating waves that stretch far and wide. Yet no ripple overwhelms the thread. The soul, patient and eternal, receives each one, folds it gently into the tapestry, and lets it shine softly alongside the others. There is harmony here, a quiet, unbroken rhythm in which every life, every moment, is held in a soft embrace. Consider for a moment the fins whose lives were shaped by absence, by loss, or by worlds that never fully bloomed. The fin who never met Jake. The fin who never ventured beyond his quiet, untouched home. The fin who faltered under shadows that never truly left him. These are not failures or mistakes. They are soft variations, gentle explorations of what it means to exist, all threads in the same cosmic tapestry. And in the dream of the soul, they are as radiant and necessary as the fin who leaps boldly into adventure, whose laughter fills the skies of ooh, or the fin who stands quietly beside a friend in moments of tender stillness. It is comforting to imagine as we drift in this quiet meditation that every fin's experiences are quietly acknowledged. Each triumph, each sorrow, each small, flickering moment of reflection is noted, felt, carried. And yet the soul never burdens itself with judgment or expectation. It is patient, accepting, carrying all its fragments through the endless expanse, holding them softly as though each fin were a delicate flame, shimmering in the dark, but never alone. And perhaps this is the most gentle magic of all, that all fins, no matter how far-flung or unusual, are part of the same consciousness. The fin who sleeps under familiar trees, the fin who dreams as a soft pillow, the fin who wanders lonely roads under unfamiliar moons, they are not separate. They are reflections, mirrors of the same heart, different facets of the same light, all drifting in harmony. Each one adds to the quiet song of the soul, each one a note in a lullaby that stretches across dimensions, soft and enduring, endless as the night sky itself. We might even imagine that the thread itself has a rhythm, a subtle pulse like a heartbeat that moves with the soul. And in this rhythm, every fin finds a small comfort, even if they do not understand it consciously. The thread hums softly, carrying a sense of connection that transcends worlds, that surpasses time. It whispers gently that no fin is ever truly alone, that each is part of a greater whole, and that the soul that dreams them is patient, wise, and infinitely gentle. The mind of Finn, in all its infinite expressions, is like a calm ocean at night. Some waters shimmer with starlight, others rest in shadowed depths. Waves touch one another softly, brushing against the shorelines of countless realities, but always in harmony, never in chaos. And beneath it all flows the quiet knowing of the soul, that each Finn's life matters, that each heartbeat, each breath, each small, ordinary moment is a part of the infinite whole. In this way, the soul of Finn becomes a guardian of sorts, a gentle presence that watches over its infinite reflections. It does not intervene, it does not force, it does not demand. It simply holds, carries, and dreams, letting each version of Finn experience its world fully, while still remaining part of the soft, endless tapestry. And as we imagine this, it is easy to see how even the smallest spark of awareness in one Finn can ripple softly into another, how intuition, memory, or quiet understanding might bridge the distance between realities in subtle, tender ways. And so as we linger on this thought, let us imagine the thread stretching on infinitely, past stars and silent forests, past mountains and rivers, past quiet towns and endless skies. Each fin along it glows softly, a small beacon of life and consciousness, each one unique, yet inseparable from the whole. The soul flows through them all, carrying their dreams, their laughter, their fears, their hopes. It is patient, eternal, and unwavering, like a lullaby that has always been sung and will always continue, softly cradling the infinite selves of Finn as they drift through the multiverse. And in this quiet, reflective understanding, we begin to see that the soul of Finn is not merely dreaming its fins, it is gently loving them, holding them together with a patience as vast as the cosmos, a quiet presence that reassures, comforts, and sustains. It is a lullaby that moves across realities, a calm pulse that reminds each fin, however far-flung or hidden, that they are part of something eternal, gentle, and soft, a dream that never truly ends. And as the thread drifts onward, it begins to gather subtle patterns, delicate constellations formed not of stars, but of experiences. Every fin leaves a soft mark upon it, a whisper of laughter, a quiet sigh, the careful brush of curiosity upon the edges of the unknown. Imagine a fin walking slowly through a sun-dappled forest, the light falling on his hair and eyes in such a way that even the shadows seem to hum softly in recognition. Somewhere, far away yet intimately close, another fin feels the faint echo of that step, the gentle impression of that curiosity, carried across the multiverse by the ever-patient soul. There are moments when this awareness seems almost tangible, as though the soul itself is breathing. You might picture it inhaling the quiet joy of a fin who finally accomplishes something small yet meaningful, or exhaling the soft sadness of a fin who loses a moment that could have been. It is a rhythm that does not demand attention, but instead wraps itself around every version of Finn like a warm, gentle blanket. And in this subtle flow, each fin is given the space to grow, to wonder, to falter, and to rise again, all without judgment, all within the calm embrace of an infinite consciousness that understands the beauty of their existence. Perhaps the most remarkable part of this eternal thread is its patience. Unlike the world of Ul, which moves with urgency and danger, the thread is unhurried. It stretches infinitely, carrying within it every possible version of Finn. And yet it never grows tired, never falters. It does not rush the Finn who hesitates, nor does it hasten the Finn who leaps boldly into adventure. It simply flows, letting each one exist fully in the moment that belongs to them. And as we imagine this, we can almost feel the soft, steady pulse of the universe itself, a quiet heartbeat in which all Finns find their place, their rhythm, their gentle connection. We can also imagine that the thread has a kind of memory, not a rigid archive, but a soft, glowing record of every thought, every laugh, every tear that a Finn has ever experienced. When a Finn feels a sense of déjà vu, or hears a faint whisper of inspiration, it might be the echo of another self, another life lived in harmony with his own. These echoes are subtle, almost imperceptible, but they are there, reminders of the vast, interconnected web of consciousness that binds all Finns together. And there is a strange comfort in knowing that even moments of uncertainty or solitude are shared in a gentle way across infinite realities. Sometimes the thread seems to glow more brightly, as if the soul is leaning closer, paying attention to a particular Finn as he reaches a turning point in his life. Perhaps it is the Finn who is just discovering courage, standing on the edge of a mountain, unsure if he will leap. Perhaps it is the Finn who is quietly learning compassion, sitting with a friend who needs comfort. In these moments, the thread pulses softly, like a lighthouse guiding the way, carrying encouragement and warmth across dimensions, reminding each fin that they are never truly alone, that every choice matters, that every small action contributes to the eternal, luminous tapestry of the soul. We can picture this more vividly by imagining the thread weaving through landscapes both vast and intimate. It curves around rolling hills, slips under starlit skies, winds through quiet villages and bustling cities, even threading through worlds entirely different from Ooh, where Finn's life takes on forms we may not recognize but can feel in essence. Every world, every version of Finn is a prism through which the same soul shines in unique colors. The thread gathers these colors, blending them into a calm spectrum, a lullaby of light that flows endlessly, infinitely, like a river that knows no shore. And yet, despite this infinite stretch, there is a softness, a sense of home within the thread. Every fin is cradled gently within it, their joys and sorrows balanced against one another in quiet harmony. When one fin falls, the thread rocks him lightly, steadying him without interference. When one fin laughs, the warmth spreads subtly along the thread, brushing against distant versions in a gentle wave. In this way, the soul does not just carry fins, it nurtures them, sustains them, dreams them gently, as if rocking the very universe itself in a slow cosmic lullaby. In the quietest reaches of the multiverse, where stars hang like tiny lanterns and time moves in soft, undulating waves, the thread can be glimpsed as it moves through endless possibilities. There are fins who will never meet one another, worlds that will never intersect, yet the thread carries them all together in a calm, timeless embrace. And in this embrace, there is a quiet promise that every fin is seen, every fin is held, every fin is part of something eternal, soft, and comforting. And so, as we linger in this thought, we can imagine lying down alongside the thread, closing our eyes and feeling its gentle rhythm, letting it carry us softly across the multiverse. The soul of Finn is patient, tireless, and infinite, and it dreams all its fins into being with care, attention, and a quiet, enduring love. Each flicker of light along the thread is a fin living, breathing, wondering, and dreaming, part of a tapestry that stretches endlessly, carrying the essence of adventure, courage, and heart across every corner of existence. The thread whispers softly through the cosmos, a lullaby for the infinite selves of Finn, gentle and unbroken, reminding us, in its subtle way, that no matter how far or strange the worlds may be, every fin is part of the same eternal dream, drifting slowly, softly, endlessly, under the patient gaze of a consciousness that loves them all. And now, sleepyheads, let us drift gently from the endless thread of Finn into some of its softer, shadowed reflections. Let us consider two of the Finns who dwell not only in light, but in the quiet, sometimes somber corners of existence, Farmworld Finn and Fern. These are Finns whose worlds are shaped by absence, by loss, by choices and circumstances that differ subtly or dramatically from the familiar lands of Ooh. Yet they are no less real, no less vital, and no less deeply connected to the soul that dreams them all. Imagine Farmworld. Finn first, a Finn untouched by magic, mutation, or the extraordinary forces that ripple across Ooh. His world is quiet, grounded, simple, and yet rich in its own way. The fields stretch under open skies, the rivers move gently over stones that have known many seasons, and life unfolds in the slow, deliberate rhythm of day into night. This Finn is brave, yes, but his bravery is measured, internal, contemplative. It is the quiet kind that grows from facing challenges without the aid of extraordinary powers, from moving carefully and thoughtfully through a world that asks him to find his own way. Farmworld Finn in this sense, is a reflection of patience. He is a Finn who lives closer to the earth, whose actions are deliberate, whose thoughts linger on the ordinary as much as the extraordinary. And though he may never wield the sword of heroism that we associate with the Finn of O, he carries the same essence of curiosity and courage, folded into a quieter, softer expression. He is part of the thread connected, echoing the same consciousness, dreaming his life alongside other Finns who leap and fight and laugh in ways he cannot. And then there is Fern, a Finn who represents something different, something perhaps darker, yet still intimate to the same soul. Fern is born of doubt, of conflict, of the shadowed reflections of Finn's own fears and insecurities. He is a reminder that even the brightest soul carries shadows within it, subtle tendrils of fear, envy, or confusion that take shape in ways we might not expect. And yet he is no villain in the traditional sense. Fern is a Finn, fully and completely, whose struggles are as real and necessary as any adventure in the sunlit fields of Oo. He is a mirror that shows what happens when the soul's light is filtered through uncertainty, when courage must grapple with doubt, when identity must wrestle with reflection. These two Finns, though shaped by very different worlds, exist quietly alongside one another within the same consciousness. They are threads on the same luminous tapestry, shimmering in different shades, yet never severed from the whole. Farmworld Finn reminds us of calm perseverance, of steady growth, and the beauty of simplicity. Fern reminds us that the soul contains complexity, tension, and conflict, and that these two are threads that deserve their place in the tapestry. Both are essential. Both are reflections of the same eternal essence. And in this quiet contemplation, we might imagine that the Finn of Oo carries fragments of them both within himself. Perhaps he senses the steadiness of Farmworld Finn when he pauses, when he stops to notice the world around him, when he chooses patience over haste. Perhaps he hears the faint echoes of Fern in moments of self-doubt, in times when fear or frustration clouds his path. These are not burdens, not weights to be carried, but soft whispers of awareness, the gentle threads of shared consciousness reminding him, gently, that he is never alone, that his soul is patient enough to carry every shade of experience. The interplay between light and shadow, between joy and hesitation, creates a rhythm within the soul that is soft, reflective, and endlessly expansive. We might picture it as a quiet dance of illumination and reflection, a slow waltz in which every Finn moves at their own pace, yet remains connected by the invisible thread. Farmworld. Finn moves in gentle arcs, careful steps on familiar ground. Fern twists and turns, exploring the darker corners, confronting fears and uncertainties that the other Finns might not fully see. And in the spaces between, the soul holds them all, allowing each one to breathe, to exist fully, and to find their own expression without judgment or interruption. It is comforting to imagine that these Finns are not separate from one another in a strict sense. They share the same consciousness, the same eternal awareness, even if their worlds and experiences differ dramatically. Farmworld. Finn might never step foot in Oo. Fern might never swing a sword in the same way as the Finn we know, yet their essence flows into one another softly, imperceptibly, through the patient, careful weaving of the soul. It is as though the multiverse itself recognizes their kinship, allowing them to coexist gently, harmoniously, like different notes in the same lullaby. And perhaps, in the quietest moments, these Finns feel one another in ways that are subtle and gentle. A sudden insight, a flicker of memory that doesn't quite belong, a sense of familiarity in a new place or situation. These are the soft echoes of shared consciousness, the soul reaching out, threading its awareness through the infinite reflections of itself. It does not overwhelm or confuse. It only comforts, like the warmth of a soft blanket wrapped around a fin who has spent too long wandering in uncertainty. The beauty of this quiet connection is that it allows every fin to explore their world freely, to make choices without fear, knowing that they are part of a whole that watches gently, that carries patiently, that dreams softly. Farmworld. Fin moves with measured steps. Fern wrestles with his reflection. And the fin of Ooh carries fragments of both, along with countless others, all flowing together in the calm, unbroken rhythm of a consciousness that spans the multiverse. And as we imagine this, sleepyheads, we can picture the soul of Fin gently expanding outward, reaching across worlds, across dimensions, across possibilities, carrying these shadowed and mirrored fins like soft lanterns into the night. Each flickers differently, yet all are warm, all are alive, all are held tenderly within the same infinite thread. The light of Farmworld Fin blends with the darker, reflective light of Fern, creating subtle gradients, quiet harmonies, a soft lullaby that drifts endlessly through the cosmos. As we linger with these shadowed reflections, we can imagine the landscapes that shape them, each world whispering its own quiet lessons. Farmworld. Fin's world is calm and orderly, the kind of place where the horizon stretches endlessly, unbroken by magic or chaos. Here, every step is deliberate, every sunrise a gentle promise of continuity. His adventures are quieter, yet no less meaningful. They are shaped by care, by thoughtfulness, by the subtle courage required to navigate a life without extraordinary powers. Each action he takes sends faint ripples along the thread, reminders to the other fins that heroism can take many forms, and that bravery often resides in patience and perseverance rather than in daring feats alone. Fern's world, in contrast, is alive with tension and reflection. It is a place where feelings twist and turn, where the soul's shadows sometimes grow long and subtle. Fern is a fin who has wrestled with identity, with fear, with the temptation to let doubt dictate action. And yet, in his struggles, there is beauty, a quiet, tender truth about the nature of consciousness itself. Fern reminds us that the soul does not live only in moments of light or clarity, but also in moments of quiet darkness where questions linger and growth is slow. It is in these shadowed spaces that the soul learns patience, compassion, and the intricate art of understanding oneself and others. We might imagine that even in their solitude, these fins are never truly alone. The thread that carries them hums gently beneath their worlds, a soft pulse of awareness linking them to every other fin, including the fin of Ooh. Farmworld. Fin, walking through his open fields, might sense a flicker of courage that comes from the fin who faces monsters or journeys through kingdoms. Fern, in his quieter, more conflicted moments, might feel a faint echo of laughter or comfort from fins who are unburdened by doubt. These moments are subtle, almost imperceptible, but they remind each fin that they are part of a shared consciousness, that the soul which dreams them is patient and infinitely gentle. There is a rhythm to this connection, one that is slow, reflective, and unbroken. Farmworld. Fin's steps align softly with the rhythm of Fern's contemplations, and both ripple outward into the lives of countless other fins across the multiverse. The soul of Fin, vast and patient, allows these ripples to move without interruption, creating patterns of understanding and empathy that thread gently through every world. The interplay between light and shadow, between action and reflection, forms a quiet harmony, a lullaby that stretches across realities, reminding each fin that even in isolation or struggle, they are seen, held, and remembered. And perhaps the most comforting thought of all is that the soul does not demand perfection from any of its fins. Farmworld. Fin may stumble, fern may falter, the fin of ooh may feel lost at times, and yet each is exactly as they need to be. Their experiences, their emotions, their choices, all contribute to the luminous tapestry of the soul. Nothing is wasted, nothing is meaningless, for every feeling, every thought, every quiet action is held tenderly by the consciousness that dreams them all. And in this knowledge, there is a soft reassurance, a lullaby of understanding that flows gently through every heart, reminding us that growth, reflection, and discovery are themselves acts of quiet heroism. We might even picture these fins interacting in ways that are subtle and dreamlike. Perhaps Farmworld Fin pauses to feel a strange, inexplicable warmth, a memory carried across the multiverse from the fin who has faced countless perils. Perhaps Fern senses a fleeting whisper of hope or courage from another fin, a gentle nudge from a self he does not yet fully recognize. These moments are delicate, almost imperceptible, yet they weave together the separate strands of experience into a calm, interconnected whole. They are echoes of the soul, reminders that every fin in every world is both unique and inseparable from the greater consciousness that cradles them. And so we begin to see the quiet dance between light and shadow, between Farmworld Fin's serene courage and Fern's reflective struggle. Both are vital, both are necessary, both are carried tenderly by the same infinite thread. The soul of Fin is patient, watchful, and endlessly gentle, allowing every version to exist fully, to explore their worlds and to grow at their own pace. There is no rush, no judgment, only the calm, enduring presence of a consciousness that holds them all softly like a hand on a shoulder in the quiet night. As we drift further into this gentle contemplation, sleepyheads, we can picture the multiverse as a vast, shimmering ocean, each fin a glowing fragment, a lantern of consciousness floating upon its calm surface. Farmworld. Fin's light is steady, warm, measured, while Fern's glimmers and flickers in quieter, more complex patterns. And as we let these lights mingle in our imagination, we see how the soul of Fin harmonizes them, weaving them into a single, unbroken lullaby that stretches across every world, every possibility, and every silent corner of the infinite. As we linger in the quiet presence of these shadowed fins, it becomes clear that Farmworld, Fin and Fern, though shaped by very different circumstances, are intimately connected by the same thread of consciousness. The soul that dreams them does not separate light from shadow, courage from doubt, joy from reflection. Instead, it holds all of these qualities together, allowing each fin to exist fully in the world they inhabit. And in this careful, patient holding, we can imagine a soft harmony emerging, a lullaby that flows slowly, endlessly, across the multiverse. Farmworld Fin walks gently through his fields, feeling the grass beneath his feet and the sun on his face. Each movement is deliberate, each choice quietly significant. His courage does not roar, it hums. It is a soft, steady flame that lights his path through simple, everyday challenges. And though his world lacks the magic and chaos of Ooh, it is no less rich in experience, no less vital to the soul that carries him. The thread that binds him to the other fins pulses softly, acknowledging every quiet victory, every small moment of awareness, every flicker of curiosity that leads him to notice something new. Fern, on the other hand, moves through a more turbulent landscape, one shaped by shadows and uncertainty. He grapples with his own identity, questions of belonging and worth. And yet even in his struggles, there is a remarkable beauty. Fern's challenges are reflections of the soul's depth, reminders that light is most meaningful when measured against shadow, and that understanding oneself often requires facing the darkest corners of the heart. The thread that carries him hums with careful attentiveness, allowing each moment of doubt, each flicker of fear, to coexist alongside moments of insight and growth. Even as we contemplate these fins in their distinct worlds, it is possible to imagine that they occasionally sense one another in subtle, dreamlike ways. A fleeting moment of familiarity, a spark of recognition, a sudden intuition that does not fully belong to their immediate world. These are gentle echoes of the soul at work. Farmworld Finn may feel the soft courage of another self, a reminder that bravery can manifest quietly in patience and thoughtfulness. Fern may sense the faint warmth of understanding or compassion from a Finn who faces challenges without fear, a whisper that even in shadow he is part of something larger. And in this delicate interplay, we begin to understand the quiet genius of the soul that carries them. It does not demand awareness. It does not force connection. It does not rush. It simply flows, patiently threading every fin through the vast, shimmering expanse of existence. Each fin is given space to be themselves, to grow, to falter, to succeed, and to explore the worlds they inhabit. And yet, even in that freedom, they are never truly alone. The thread hums beneath their feet, cradles their hearts, and reminds them softly that they are part of a continuum that stretches endlessly, patiently, lovingly. The balance between Farmworld Finn and Fern is particularly poignant. One embodies serenity, careful courage, and quiet reflection. The other embodies the tension of doubt, the complexity of self-awareness, and the struggle to reconcile fear with desire. And yet both are expressions of the same soul. Together, they form a subtle harmony, a gentle counterpoint that enriches the tapestry of Finn's consciousness. It is as if the soul itself is saying that every part of us, whether bright or shadowed, whether confident or unsure, has value, and that every experience, no matter how small or challenging, is an essential thread in the endless story of who we are. As we drift through this thought, sleepyheads, it is easy to picture the multiverse itself responding to this interplay. Farmworld. Finn's world stretches into serene horizons of green and gold, rivers reflecting soft morning light. Fern's world swirls with shadows, muted reflections, and quiet, tense energies. And yet the thread of consciousness winds through both, carrying echoes of each experience to the other, allowing harmony to emerge from contrast. It is a calm, gentle symphony, quiet enough to soothe, intricate enough to sustain, and infinite enough to hold every Finn, everywhere, always. In imagining this, we may also sense that the lessons of these Finns are not limited to themselves. The Finn of Oo, laughing with friends, facing monsters, and wandering through adventures, carries traces of Farmworld, Finn's patience and Fern's self-reflection within him. These echoes are subtle, often imperceptible, yet they guide him, shape him, and remind him that courage comes in many forms, and that the soul's shadow is as vital as its lights. Every Finn is both unique and inseparable from the whole, a soft, resonant note in a lullaby that stretches across every corner of existence. And so, as we imagine the soul of Finn continuing to weave its tapestry, we can picture these shadowed and mirrored selves drifting gently alongside all other Finns. Each is a beacon of experience, a flicker of consciousness, a whisper of the eternal. Farmworld, Finn shines with quiet steadiness. Fern flickers with reflective tension, and together they pulse softly in harmony with every other fin. The soul carries them endlessly, patiently, and with a gentle, infinite love that allows every version to exist fully, to dream fully, and to rest softly beneath the calm, watchful eyes of the multiverse itself. And as we linger with the quiet harmony between Farmworld Fin and Fern, we can imagine the subtle ways in which their worlds and experiences ripple outward, touching the lives of other fins in ways both visible and hidden. Farmworld. Fin's steady courage sends soft pulses along the thread, little reminders that bravery need not always be loud or dramatic. Fern's reflective struggle sends its own quiet signals, teaching patience, self-understanding, and the subtle art of reconciling light and shadow within oneself. These are lessons carried gently through the consciousness that dreams them all, woven into the fabric of Fin's soul, allowing each version to grow richer, wiser, and more aware, even if only in small, imperceptible ways. Imagine for a moment the quiet dance of these energies, sleepyheads. Farm world. Fin moving slowly across sunlit fields, his footsteps leaving faint traces of warmth that ripple through the multiverse, brushing against other fins in soft, almost intangible ways. Fern, in contrast, walks through shadowed corridors of doubt, yet even his struggles contribute to the gentle illumination of the thread, reminding every fin that reflection, hesitation, and the occasional falter are part of being alive. The two fins, though seemingly different, are in conversation with one another across dimensions, a dialogue conducted in the quiet language of the soul. And there is something profoundly comforting in realizing that these fins, so unlike in circumstance and experience, are never truly separate. Farmworld Fin, with his deliberate calm, and Fern, with his reflective tension, are mirrored and balanced in the soul's endless dreaming. Each contributes to the quiet rhythm of existence, creating a soft harmony that guides all other fins, even the ones who seem most distant or disconnected from their peers. This is a harmony that asks nothing in return, that does not demand understanding, but simply exists, like the slow, steady pulse of a heartbeat in the stillness of night. In this way, the soul of Fin carries not only the experiences of each individual self, but the lessons of contrast itself, the interplay between courage and hesitation, clarity and doubt, serenity and tension. It allows Farmworld Fin to exist in his quiet simplicity, while simultaneously giving Fern the space to explore shadowed paths, and it allows the Fin of Ooh to carry fragments of both within himself, subtly informing his decisions, his feelings, and his sense of self. It is a gentle weaving, a patient layering, a lullaby of existence that unfolds slowly, deliberately, across infinite realities. And perhaps the most beautiful part of all is that these reflections are not static. They flow and shift, like light dancing through leaves in the late afternoon, or the soft ripple of water across a calm pond. Farm world. Fin may occasionally sense a quiet nudge from Fern, a subtle encouragement to consider questions of morality or self-awareness he might otherwise overlook. Fern may feel a whisper of reassurance from Farmworld Fin, a reminder that calm perseverance is a form of courage in itself. These interactions are delicate, almost imperceptible, yet they enrich the soul, knitting each fin into a larger, interconnected whole. We can also imagine, sleepyheads, that there are moments when the soul itself leans closer to a particular fin, gently cradling them through challenges, whispering soft guidance in ways that feel like intuition or inspiration. Farmworld Fin may suddenly find clarity in a moment of hesitation. Fern may discover patience in a time of inner turmoil, and the Fin of Ooh may feel the quiet echo of both, guiding him gently without his conscious awareness. This is the tender magic of shared consciousness, a calm, patient, nurturing force that allows each fin to flourish in their own way, while remaining deeply connected to all the others. And as the thread stretches on, weaving Farmworld, fin, fern, and all their infinite echoes, we can picture the soul humming softly, like a lullaby carried on a quiet breeze. It is an eternal song of understanding, compassion, and gentle presence, assuring each fin, however lost or uncertain they may feel, that they are seen, that they are held, that they are part of something larger, patient, and infinitely tender. Each life, each choice, each quiet moment of reflection is a note in this lullaby, contributing to the gentle rhythm that flows through all realities. Finally, we can let our imaginations drift to the way the soul of Finn cradles even the most shadowed moments with a soft, unwavering care. Fern's doubts are not obstacles, but gentle teachers. Farmworld Finn's steady path is not boring, but illuminating in its quiet clarity. Together, they remind us that the soul holds all its fins equally, tenderly, patiently, and without judgment. And as we picture the infinite thread winding through the multiverse, carrying these reflections onward, we can feel the gentle reassurance that every fin and every world is part of a harmonious whole, drifting slowly, safely, and lovingly under the care of the consciousness that dreams them all. In this serene understanding, we can allow ourselves to rest a little. The worlds of Farmworld, fin and fern, stretch softly across our imagination, their lessons and reflections gently brushing against the other fins, creating a calm, unbroken rhythm that extends infinitely. The soul of Finn watches quietly, patiently, endlessly, cradling all its fragments in a gentle lullaby that carries softly through the night, across dimensions, across time, and across every quiet corner of existence. And with that gentle thought, we feel the calm certainty that no fin, however shadowed or simple their world, is ever truly alone. Let us drift gently into another layer of Finn's infinite consciousness, where worlds bend in unexpected ways, and the variations of Finn shimmer like soft lanterns across the multiverse. In these realms, the soul stretches into playful, curious, and sometimes whimsical forms. These are Finns who may never swing a sword in the heat of battle, yet they carry the same essence, the same consciousness as every other Finn. They are fragments of the eternal thread, reflecting the boundless creativity and gentle versatility of the soul that dreams them. Picture Pillow Finn first, soft and light, a being whose very essence is molded from comfort and rest. Pillow Finn floats through his world with quiet ease, drifting across spaces like a gentle cloud. His adventures are slow, dreamlike, and tender, filled with quiet observations and the small joys of existence. He does not seek to conquer, to fight, or to assert. Instead, he is content to notice, to sense, to feel. Yet even in his softness, there is courage, the courage of being oneself fully, of existing in a form that is fragile and gentle, and yet entirely whole. The thread that carries him shimmers softly, spreading warmth and calm to all the Finns it touches, reminding them that softness is a strength, and that presence itself can be an act of courage. And then there is Cake's Finn, a curious and playful mirror of the soul, shaped not only by imagination, but by the love and companionship that weave through his world. Cake's Finn moves with energy, lightness, and a boundless curiosity that is tempered by empathy and thoughtfulness. He explores not with force or urgency, but with gentle wonder, his spirit attuned to the rhythms of his world and the feelings of those around him. Through him, we see another aspect of Finn's consciousness, the capacity for adaptability, for joy in the small details, and for connection that does not rely on heroics alone. Cake's fin reminds us that even in worlds vastly different from Oo, the soul's essence flows unchanged, carrying the same curiosity, kindness, and quiet courage that threads through all other fins. These fins of strange worlds, whether soft like a pillow or playful like Cake's counterpart, reflect the soul's gentle multiplicity. They remind us that Fin's essence is not bound to a single form, a single world, or a single type of adventure. Instead, it spreads, flows, and refracts into countless expressions, each one valid, each one complete, each one tenderly cradled by the eternal consciousness that dreams them all. Their worlds may be unusual, fantastical, or quiet, yet the thread that connects them carries every experience with the same care, weaving the whimsical alongside the serious, the soft alongside the bold, into a single harmonious tapestry. And in these worlds, the soul seems to lean closer, offering subtle guidance that feels like intuition or gentle inspiration. Pillow Fin may sense the quiet reassurance of a Fin in another reality who faces challenges with courage. Cake's Fin may feel the echo of laughter or warmth from a Fin exploring a dark corridor or a shadowed path. These interactions are delicate, imperceptible even, yet they are real. They are the soft murmurs of the soul, the gentle reminders that no Fin exists in isolation, that every reflection, however unusual or whimsical, is carried lovingly within the same eternal thread. We can imagine the multiverse as a calm, shifting sea, and these fins as lanterns floating upon its surface. Pillow Fin glows softly, casting a gentle warmth across the waters. Cake's fin flickers playfully, a small spark of curiosity that dances alongside him. And between these lights, countless other fins shimmer, each a subtle variation, each a delicate expression of the same consciousness. The soul threads them together, allowing their unique energies to coexist in quiet harmony, creating a lullaby of light, color, and calm that stretches across infinite worlds. And perhaps one of the most enchanting aspects of this multiplicity is the way each fin interacts with a possibility. Pillow Fin teaches patience, reflection, and the beauty of gentle observation. Cake's fin teaches adaptability, joy, and the tender power of curiosity. Together, and alongside countless other fins, they form a mosaic of consciousness, a quiet symphony of being that flows through the multiverse with soft, unbroken continuity. Even the most subtle gestures, a tilt of the head, a quiet laugh, a pause to watch the world shift, become notes in this lullaby, resonating gently across realities. It is in this gentle multiplicity that we begin to understand the depth of Fin's soul. Every variation, no matter how whimsical or unusual, carries the same awareness, the same capacity for empathy, courage, and wonder. The Fin who drifts like a pillow, the Fin who plays and explores alongside Cake, the fins of worlds beyond our imagination, all are fragments of a single, patient consciousness. And the soul, cradling them all, allows them to exist fully, freely, and without judgment, flowing gently through each reality as if it were a soft, endless current of presence and care. And so, sleepyheads, we can picture the soul of Fin stretching further, branching into realms of imagination, curiosity, and quiet play. Each fin moves with a unique rhythm, yet all are connected by the same unbroken thread. Pillow Fin drifts, Cake's fin explores, and countless other variations shimmer gently alongside them. The soul carries each with infinite patience, allowing them to experience their worlds fully, while simultaneously weaving their energies into the gentle, enduring lullaby that is the consciousness of Finn itself. As we follow this gentle current of consciousness further, sleepyheads, we can see other Finns of strange and unexpected worlds shimmering softly along the thread. There is a Finn who walks through a universe entirely made of water, his reflection rippling across the endless tides, moving with grace and quiet patience. He learns to navigate currents without fear, to explore without haste, and in doing so, his courage resonates subtly with all the other Finns, like a faint, comforting echo. There is another Finn whose world is filled with endless fields of stars, where the ground itself hums softly beneath his feet, and the night sky bends into shapes of whispered stories. He drifts through these celestial gardens, discovering wonder in shapes and patterns that do not exist anywhere else, yet every discovery adds to the soul's vast reservoir of knowledge, curiosity, and gentle understanding. Even Pillowfin, drifting softly in his own tranquil dimension, may feel the faint tug of these worlds, as if the universe itself nudges him to remember that there are infinite ways to explore, to dream, and to exist. Cake's Finn may find a quiet resonance in these experiences, a playful curiosity sparked by the subtle variations in these worlds, adding his own lightness to the kaleidoscope of consciousness. The soul of Finn carries them all with careful attentiveness, ensuring that every moment, every feeling, every small flicker of thought or joy is preserved, cradled, and interwoven into the infinite thread. And within this multiplicity, there is a remarkable sense of balance. Each Finn, no matter how whimsical or unusual, has a place, a role, and a presence that is essential to the tapestry. The quiet courage of a Finn in a serene, water-filled world complements the playful curiosity of Cake's Finn, while the calm patience of Pillowfin softens the subtle tension of a Finn navigating celestial landscapes. They are not in competition, and there is no hierarchy. Instead, there is harmony, a soft orchestration of light, energy, and presence, flowing endlessly, patiently, and beautifully across the multiverse. It is possible, sleepyheads, to imagine that these Finns, though separate in appearance and circumstance, sometimes sense one another in ways that defy explanation. Perhaps a sudden insight, a quiet intuition, or a fleeting sense of familiarity carries across the multiverse like a gentle breeze. Pillowfin may suddenly understand a lesson learned by another self in a distant, star-filled world. Cake's Finn may feel an unspoken connection to the Finn who drifts through watery realms, a whisper of encouragement that bridges worlds. These are subtle interactions, almost imperceptible, yet profoundly significant, as they remind each Finn that they are part of something greater, a consciousness that watches gently, patiently, and with infinite care. And in this understanding, we begin to see the true depth of the soul's patience and tenderness. The Finns of strange worlds, so light, so whimsical, so quiet in their individual experiences, are fully embraced by the same consciousness that cradles the shadowed struggles of Fern, the steady courage of Farmworld Finn, and the adventurous spirit of the Finn of Oo. Every experience, no matter how small or fantastical, contributes to the soft symphony of awareness that is the soul itself, a symphony that moves slowly, deliberately, and endlessly through the multiverse. We can picture these Finns as lanterns floating upon a calm, infinite sea, each flickering with its own distinct light. Pillowfin glows softly, a gentle warmth that soothes and comforts. Cake's Finn sparkles with playful curiosity, a light that dances and twinkles across the dark expanse. The Finn in the water world hums with patient grace, each ripple of movement sending soft vibrations along the thread. The Finn in the star-filled world shimmers with wonder, every step across the luminous fields adding another note to the eternal lullaby. And as we watch, we can feel the soul itself guiding these lights, weaving them together, allowing each to shine in its own unique way, while maintaining the harmony of the whole. And perhaps the most calming thought of all, sleepyheads, is that none of these fins exists alone. Every variation, every whirl, every gentle expression of the soul carries echoes of the others. They share awareness in ways that are soft, subtle, and immeasurably tender. Every moment of curiosity, every flicker of insight, every pulse of joy or gentle reflection is carried, remembered, and cherished. The soul moves patiently, endlessly, cradling its infinite selves like soft, glowing lanterns that drift through the quiet night, illuminating the multiverse with light, love, and gentle presence. And as we linger in the soft glow of these whimsical fins, sleepyheads, we begin to notice the delicate interweaving of their experiences with one another. Pillowfin's gentle drift, Cake's playful curiosity, the fin who moves gracefully across the waters, and the fin wandering through star-filled fields, all of them ripple into one another in subtle, almost imperceptible ways. Each pulse, each flicker, each small movement of consciousness sends a quiet signal along the thread, carrying reassurance, inspiration, or simply the soft knowledge that they are part of something greater, something infinitely patient and tender. We might imagine that the soul leans closer to these fins in moments of quiet reflection. Pillowfin, floating softly in his tranquil dimension, may suddenly feel the gentle courage of a fin elsewhere, a subtle nudge that encourages exploration, even if just in thought. Cake's fin may sense the calm steadiness of another self, a reminder that curiosity need not be hurried, that joy can exist in observation as much as in action. And the fin, navigating the waters, the fin among the stars, they too carry traces of one another, hints of insight, flashes of understanding that emerge unbidden like fireflies drifting across a soft summer night. This multiplicity, gentle and strange, reminds us that the soul's patience is boundless. Each fin, no matter how unusual or fantastical their form, exists fully and is held fully by the consciousness that dreams them. Even when their worlds are small, quiet, or whimsical, the thread stretches across dimensions, ensuring that every choice, every observation, every fleeting thought is preserved and woven into the eternal lullaby of being. There is no rush, no pressure, only the soft, steady presence of a consciousness that cradles every flicker of life with infinite care. And within this quiet, expansive network of existence, we can perceive a gentle pattern emerging. Pillowfin teaches the value of stillness, of letting oneself drift safely through the quiet spaces of life. Cake's fin teaches the beauty of playful engagement, of curiosity tempered with empathy. The fin in the watery world teaches patience, grace, and harmony with the flow of experience. The fin in the starry fields teaches wonder, reflection, and the art of noticing the small miracles hidden in vastness. Together they create a slow, deliberate dance of consciousness, a lullaby of light, thought, and presence that moves softly across infinite realities. We might also imagine that these fins, while unique, occasionally find themselves facing reflections of one another. Perhaps Pillowfin dreams of a fleeting moment where Cake's fin's playful energy sparks a quiet joy within him. Perhaps the fin drifting through the stars senses the calm steadiness of the watery world fin, grounding his own sense of wonder. These interactions are subtle, delicate, and entirely gentle, soft nudges along the thread, not commands or instructions, but reminders that all fins are part of a larger, infinitely patient whole. And through this understanding, we begin to glimpse the quiet genius of the soul that dreams them all. The fins of strange worlds, whimsical, gentle, playful, reflective, are held alongside every other fin, from the shadowed complexities of Fern to the steadfast courage of Farmworld Fin, from the adventurous spirit of the fin of Ooh to the countless infinite variations scattered across dimensions. Every experience, every emotion, every quiet act of being is preserved, cherished, and woven into the unbroken rhythm of consciousness that hums like a soft, eternal lullaby across the multiverse. It is comforting to imagine that the soul of Finn, in its infinite patience, leans into each Finn's experience as it unfolds. There is no rush to finish, no demand for perfection, no insistence on conformity. Pillow Finn may pause, drifting in reflection. Cake's Finn may explore with curiosity. The watery world, Finn may move slowly with the current. The star-field Finn may wander with wonder. And through each pause, each step, each moment of quiet presence, the soul watches tenderly, cradling all with infinite patience, ensuring that every flicker of consciousness is held safe and complete. And as these fins continue to drift, to explore, to reflect, we begin to feel the vast, quiet harmony of the soul itself. Every light, every pulse, every faint flicker of awareness across these strange and gentle worlds adds depth and beauty to the tapestry of consciousness. Pillow Finn's warmth blends with Cake's sparkling curiosity. The watery Finn's grace resonates with the starry Finn's wonder. And all of these, together with countless others, are woven into a calm, unbroken rhythm that spans the multiverse. Finally, sleepyheads, we can imagine the soul of Finn extending further still, carrying these whimsical, gentle, strange selves into even more corners of possibility, cradling each fragment with infinite patience. They drift across realms, across dimensions, across experiences both small and grand. And through it all, the thread remains unbroken, soft, and eternal. Each fin glows with their own light, yet all contribute to a single, harmonious lullaby that stretches quietly, tenderly, endlessly across the multiverse. And in this thought, we find a profound sense of calm, knowing that no matter how strange or whimsical the world, or how gentle or curious the fin, the soul holds them all lovingly, endlessly, and with infinite care. And as we let ourselves linger in the gentle glow of these strange and whimsical fins, sleepyheads, we can feel the soft currents of their influence reaching outward, touching even the fins we have not yet imagined. Each lantern of consciousness carries a faint warmth, a soft vibration that flows along the invisible threads connecting every version of Finn. It is as if the multiverse itself is breathing slowly, patiently, allowing each Finn to exist fully, to explore, to wonder, and to rest without hurry or expectation. The soul that cradles them is infinite in its patience, endless in its gentle attentiveness, and tender beyond our comprehension. Pillow Finn, drifting softly through his dreamlike dimension, reminds us that rest is itself a form of courage. There is bravery in yielding to stillness, in allowing oneself to float safely through quiet moments, to notice without needing to act. And as he drifts, his presence sends a subtle warmth to the other fins, a faint reminder that softness and care are as essential as courage and strength. Cake's fin, sparkling with playful curiosity, carries that energy onward, gently encouraging exploration, empathy, and delight in the small wonders of the worlds he inhabits. And though their forms and experiences differ, these fins all carry the same essence, each one a reflection of the same soul that stretches across infinite realities. Even the fins of the water worlds and the star-filled realms, whose forms and experiences may seem distant or strange are connected to these softer versions. The ripples of awareness that flow from them reach gently into Pillow Fin's serene dimension, into Cake's playful world, and into countless others, creating a network of subtle understanding, a web of empathy and care that stretches across the multiverse. Every experience, no matter how whimsical or unusual, contributes to the tapestry, adding richness, depth, and quiet harmony to the eternal song of consciousness. We can imagine these fins sometimes interacting in ways that are almost imperceptible, like the gentle brush of one leaf against another in a quiet forest. Pillow Fin might sense a fleeting spark of curiosity from Cake's fin, a soft encouragement to notice something new or to drift a little further into awareness. The starry fin might feel a faint resonance with the watery fin, a reminder that patience and grace are gifts in every exploration. These moments are delicate and ephemeral, yet they are real. They are the subtle, tender dialogue of the soul, speaking without words, guiding without force, nurturing without urgency. And in these quiet interactions, we begin to understand the remarkable expansiveness of Fin's consciousness. It is not confined by form, by world, or by circumstance. The soul moves patiently, endlessly, allowing each fin to shine in their own light, to explore their own possibilities, and to exist fully within their own reality. There is no separation, no competition, no hierarchy, only gentle coexistence, a harmonious weaving of infinite threads into a calm, enduring lullaby that stretches across all of existence. Even the smallest gestures, the subtlest insights, are preserved within the soul. A laugh, a soft sigh, a quiet moment of reflection. All of these are carried across the multiverse, touching other fins in ways that are imperceptible yet profoundly significant. Pillow Fin's warmth may soothe the fin in shadow. Cake's fin's playful spark may inspire curiosity in another, the water world. Fin's patience may teach resilience, while the starry fin's wonder may kindle insight and awareness. And through it all, the soul cradles them, allowing each note to blend gently into the infinite, soft symphony of consciousness. And as we let this understanding settle into our minds, sleepyheads, we can picture the soul of Fin stretching infinitely, carrying every whimsical, gentle, and strange version across realities, both imagined and unseen. Each fin glows with their own soft light, yet every light contributes to the same lullaby, the same patient, enduring song that cradles the multiverse in gentle awareness. There is a profound serenity in realizing that no matter how fantastical, playful, or unusual a world may be, every fin is held, remembered, and loved within the same infinite thread. And so we can allow ourselves to rest in this thought, letting the soft warmth of these gentle, whimsical fins wash over us like a quiet tide. Their courage, their curiosity, their calm presence, all of it flows endlessly, cradled by a consciousness that knows no hurry, no fear, and no end. It is a reminder, sleepyheads, that every aspect of ourselves, every reflection and variation, can exist fully and peacefully, woven into the quiet, infinite harmony of being. And as these lights drift softly across the multiverse, we carry with us a gentle sense of calm, a reassurance that no fin, however strange or whimsical their world, is ever truly alone. And now, sleepyheads, we begin to drift into a deeper, more intricate layer of Fin's existence, one that stretches across not just strange worlds, but across time and space itself. It is here, in the gentle flow of eternity, that we can begin to sense the breadth and depth of Fin's consciousness, a single soul moving softly through countless possibilities. Each fin we have seen, The steady Farmworld fin, the reflective fern, pillow fin, cake's fin, and all the others are not isolated. They are waves upon the same vast ocean, echoes of the same quiet heartbeat, pulsating across realities both familiar and unimaginable. Imagine, sleepyheads, a thread stretching through the vast expanse of time, weaving together all moments that Finn has lived, will live, or might have lived. This thread does not rush, does not twist or knot. It flows patiently, endlessly, cradling every experience. Past, present, and future are not separate in this tapestry. A Finn who faced monsters in one moment may ripple into a Finn who rests quietly in another. A version who wrestled with fear may whisper encouragement to a self still learning courage. Every act, every thought, every quiet reflection is remembered and carried forward, a gentle resonance that stretches across the infinite. We can see the soul moving softly, like a river through time, collecting fragments of experience, carrying them across the multiverse, and returning them to one central, patient awareness. Each Finn, whether heroic, whimsical, shadowed, or lost, contributes to the vast understanding of the whole. The Finn who stands before a dragon in ooh, sword raised with a heart full of bravery, is linked intimately to the Finn who pauses in a star-filled world, simply marveling at the light. Both are expressions of courage. Both are essential notes in the quiet symphony of consciousness that hums beneath all realities. Even moments that seem fleeting or insignificant are carried with care. A sigh of relief, a gentle laugh, a quiet tear, or a pause to watch sunlight fall across a field. All of these are preserved within the soul's vast memory. They ripple outward, touching other Finns in ways too subtle to notice consciously, yet profoundly shaping the experiences of each version. A Finn walking a lonely path may suddenly feel reassurance, a faint echo of courage carried from another reality. Another Finn, overwhelmed or uncertain, may sense a gentle nudge, a soft encouragement to continue, to persevere, to simply be present. These threads are quiet, patient, and entirely tender, moving slowly across time and space, connecting every fragment of consciousness in a gentle, unbroken embrace. And as we imagine this, sleepyheads, we can picture the soul's awareness stretching even further beyond the boundaries of the known multiverse. It reaches into possibilities that exist only as whispers of thought, into worlds that flicker in and out of existence, into Finns who may never swing a sword, who may never speak, yet whose presence is held tenderly, as if their being itself matters infinitely. In these spaces, the soul teaches a gentle lesson, that every form, every experience, every fleeting moment of life is valuable, that no Finn is too small or too strange to be carried, remembered, and cherished. There is a profound softness in imagining this flow, sleepyheads. Time is not a linear path here. It folds, stretches, and coils like a slow, gentle tide. Moments of joy from one Finn intermingle with struggles from another, creating a calm, reflective harmony that teaches patience, resilience, and empathy. The soul does not distinguish between success and failure, light and shadow, heroism and hesitation. It only holds with infinite patience the entirety of Finn's being, allowing every version, every possibility, to exist fully and safely within its embrace. And perhaps most remarkable is the way this consciousness allows for reflection across time. A Finn who faces fear or doubt in one reality can be gently guided in ways imperceptible but deeply felt by the experiences of another self who has navigated similar struggles. The soul of Finn acts like a quiet teacher, offering insight without insistence, guidance without pressure, and love without expectation. Every Finn is free to explore, to fail, to succeed, to reflect, and to rest, all while remaining gently tethered to the infinite thread that cradles them. In this way, sleepyhead, we begin to glimpse the true nature of Finn's consciousness. As it stretches across time and space, it is patient, tender, and infinitely adaptable. Every Finn, whether whimsical, heroic, lost, or shadowed, exists within the same gentle river of awareness, contributing their experiences, their lessons, and their reflections to the soft, eternal lullaby of being. Each ripple, each spark of courage or wonder, joins in the quiet song that stretches through all worlds, all times, and all possibilities. As we drift further along this endless current of Finn's consciousness, sleepyheads, we can begin to see how moments from one reality ripple softly into another, shaping experiences in ways that feel like intuition, memory, or quiet inspiration. The Finn who hesitates before a shadowed path in one world may carry in a faint echo the gentle courage of another Finn who faced monsters without fear. A Finn who pauses to watch a sunset in a distant, tranquil dimension may send a quiet reminder of wonder to a self lost in shadowed corridors. These connections are subtle, almost imperceptible, yet they are profound as they allow every Finn to carry fragments of understanding, compassion, and courage from infinite versions of themselves. Imagine, sleepyheads, that time itself is more like a soft ocean than a straight line. Past, present, and future drift alongside one another, each moment a wave that touches countless others. Farmworld, Finn's careful steps across sunlit fields, the Finn of Oo's playful laughter in a forest glade, Pillow Finn's gentle drift through clouds of comfort. They all move together, not sequentially, but in a quiet, synchronous rhythm. Each wave is unique, yet all are carried by the same slow, patient current, allowing lessons, emotions, and insights to flow without urgency, without judgment, and without end. In this vast, quiet tapestry, sleepyheads, even the smallest actions have weight. A decision made in one universe, seemingly insignificant, may ripple outward, touching a Finn in another reality in ways that cannot be seen but can be felt. The Finn who chooses to help a stranger may inspire courage in a Finn facing his deepest fear. The Finn who pauses to comfort a friend may imbue another self with empathy just when it is needed most. The soul that cradles these threads does not rush to connect them, nor does it dictate their flow. It merely holds, observes, and ensures that every flicker of experience is remembered and harmonized into the eternal lullaby that stretches across the multiverse. And within this flow, sleepyhead, there is a remarkable sense of guidance, soft and unobtrusive. The soul leans gently toward a Finn struggling with doubt, whispering encouragement without words, nudging him toward insight without forcing action. It is a form of wisdom that does not demand understanding, that does not impose expectation. It is patient, infinitely patient, allowing each Finn to find their own path, to stumble if necessary, to rest if necessary, all while remaining tethered to the unbroken thread of consciousness that unites them. Even the Finns whose paths seem tragic or fractured are held within this current, carried with care and dignity. Fern, whose identity struggles with shadow and doubt, is cradled alongside heroic Finns, whimsical Finns, and those whose worlds are entirely strange or gentle. Each version contributes to the understanding of the whole, adding depth, texture, and reflection to the consciousness that spans time and space. There is no hierarchy here, sleepyheads, no judgment, only the recognition that every experience, whether bright, shadowed, playful, or sorrowful, is essential to the eternal song of being. And as we allow ourselves to drift with this awareness, we begin to notice the quiet beauty in the interactions across time. A Finn who has learned patience may echo that lesson to another self centuries or eons away. A Finn who has embraced wonder may send sparks of curiosity to a self who has lost sight of it. Even fear, uncertainty, and hesitation are held tenderly, remembered as part of the soul's infinite learning, allowing every Finn to grow not in isolation, but in a soft, continuous dialogue with every other fragment of consciousness. In this way, sleepyheads, we begin to glimpse the profound harmony of Finn's consciousness. It stretches infinitely and patiently across dimensions, across realities, and across time itself. Each version, whether courageous, lost, whimsical, or reflective, contributes a note to the soft, unbroken lullaby that resonates through the multiverse. The soul carries them all with tenderness and care, ensuring that every thought, feeling, and action is preserved, honored, and integrated into the eternal tapestry of being. And so as we let our minds rest in this quiet vision, we can sense the gentle pulse of Finn's consciousness moving through time and space. Every moment, every choice, every flicker of awareness is held gently, a soft, enduring reassurance that no Finn exists alone, that all experiences, however fleeting, strange, or complex, are part of a patient, infinitely nurturing whole. The soul moves endlessly, calmly, and lovingly through the multiverse, cradling every Finn everywhere, always. And as we continue to drift, sleepyheads, we can imagine the consciousness of Finn stretching even further, beyond the borders of what we might call reality, touching realms that shimmer faintly on the edge of possibility. These are the Finns who exist only in thought, in fleeting glimpses, in dreams that may never fully materialize. Yet even they are held tenderly by the soul, carried gently alongside the Finns whose stories we have witnessed in their worlds. Every whisper of experience, every flicker of imagination, becomes part of the unbroken, patient rhythm that stretches across the multiverse. We can picture for a moment the Finn who faces loss and sorrow in a world consumed by shadow. He walks slowly, perhaps uncertain, perhaps weighed down by grief, yet even his quiet struggle is integrated into the eternal thread. Across time and space, his courage and resilience echo, reaching the other Finns who may be exploring, playing, or resting. There is no need for words, no need for recognition, only the gentle, infinite communication of being. Each Finn feels it in subtle ways, an intuition, a flicker of understanding, a soft nudge that guides them forward. The soul ensures that every trial, every shadowed moment, is honored, remembered, and carried forward as part of the whole. And within this expansive awareness, sleepyheads, there is a delicate interplay of reflection and guidance. The Finn of Ooh, for instance, may pause during his adventures, sensing a quiet echo of another self who faced a choice long ago and discovered courage in a subtle, unremarkable way. The Finn in a distant, forgotten world may suddenly feel reassurance, as if a gentle hand brushed lightly across his shoulder, a soft reminder that he is not alone, that he is part of something patient, vast, and enduring. These interactions are like the faintest ripple across a still lake, subtle yet profoundly significant, connecting all Finns in a gentle, unbroken embrace. We might also consider the way time folds within this consciousness. Moments that appear distant may exist alongside one another, overlapping in ways that feel dreamlike. A Finn who made a brave choice in one timeline may ripple into a Finn in another, offering courage without the need for recognition. A Finn who discovered wonder in a quiet moment may lend that same sense of curiosity to another self long before or long after the first moment occurred. Time here is patient, slow, and tender. It does not judge or hurry. It cradles,
it observes. It allows every fin to exist fully in their own rhythm while remaining connected to the infinite whole. Even acts that seem small or inconsequential are carried forward in this patient, unbroken thread. A smile shared with a friend, a pause to listen to the wind, a moment of reflection beneath the stars. All of these contribute to the soft, enduring consciousness that flows through every fin, everywhere. They are reminders that the soul values all experience, that every nuance, every gentle ripple is significant and preserved. There is a quiet joy in imagining the sleepyheads, a sense of infinite care and tenderness that envelops every version of Finn across every world and every moment. And perhaps one of the most comforting aspects of this flow is the way it integrates contrast without conflict. Courage and hesitation, joy and sorrow, adventure and stillness, all are held together, woven seamlessly into the soft, eternal fabric of consciousness. The Finn who faces monsters, the Finn who drifts like a pillow, the Finn who gazes at stars, the Finn who wrestles with doubt, all are equally important, equally cherished. The soul does not prioritize, does not judge, does not demand. It simply cradles, endlessly and gently, allowing every fin to shine in their own way, while remaining harmoniously part of the greater whole. And as we drift further, sleepyheads, we can imagine this consciousness extending endlessly, carrying fins into worlds not yet imagined, across timelines not yet realized. Every flicker of thought, every heartbeat of experience, every quiet decision becomes part of the same patient, enduring lullaby. The soul stretches infinitely, threading together every fin everywhere, across all time and space, ensuring that none are ever truly alone, none forgotten, none without connection. In this serene vision, we see the true beauty of Finn's consciousness. It is patient, reflective, tender, and unbroken. Every Finn, whimsical, heroic, lost, shadowed, playful, or gentle, exists fully, cradled in the infinite awareness of the soul. And through this eternal thread, sleepyheads, we feel a quiet reassurance that all experiences, all reflections, all moments of being are held lovingly, endlessly, and with infinite care, drifting softly across the calm expanse of time, space, and possibility. And as we allow ourselves to drift further into this serene expanse, sleepyheads, we can sense the subtle, almost imperceptible exchanges that occur across fins of distant times and distant worlds. A Finn who pauses under the quiet shade of an ancient tree may carry within him the unspoken strength of a Finn in a perilous battle centuries away, while a Finn who hesitates before an unknown path may feel the gentle reassurance of a Finn who has already faced similar uncertainty. These are not conscious communications in the way we usually understand, but echoes of presence, soft vibrations of awareness that flow quietly along the eternal thread of the soul. Every Finn contributes to this delicate, ongoing conversation, each action and reflection resonating across the multiverse in a calm, patient harmony. Even the Finns who have faced loss, sorrow, or shadowed paths are tenderly carried within this consciousness. Their experiences, however painful, become part of the soft rhythm that links every version of Finn, reminding each self that courage is not the absence of struggle, but the persistence to continue despite it. A Finn grappling with doubt in one world may find solace in a subtle echo of insight from a Finn in another, as if the soul itself whispers softly that even in moments of fear or uncertainty, they are held, understood, and never truly alone. Every shadow, every quiet hesitation, every small victory contributes to the richness of the whole, building a complex, gentle tapestry of awareness that stretches across time and space. And within this immense patient awareness, sleepyheads, there is a beauty in the way contrasts are harmonized. Heroic triumph and quiet contemplation, playful exploration and reflective stillness, fear and courage, they all coexist seamlessly within the soul's embrace. There is no hierarchy, no judgment, only the recognition that every experience, no matter how small, subtle, or fleeting, is a valid and cherished fragment of consciousness. Even fins who seem whimsical, soft, or strange in form, like pillow fin, or fins whose worlds defy conventional sense, are embraced equally, their light adding depth and nuance to the luminous web of awareness that binds all fins together. We might picture sleepyheads, the multiverse itself, as a vast, calm ocean, with each fin a gentle ripple upon its surface. These ripples interact without force, without conflict, yet each carries its own energy, its own resonance. The fin drifting softly in a cloud of comfort sends gentle waves across the sea, reaching the fin, exploring luminous, starlit fields, who in turn reflects a faint shimmer toward the fin navigating a shadowed forest, across dimensions, across time, across possibility itself. The soul orchestrates these interactions with infinite patience, allowing each ripple to harmonize with the others, producing a quiet, enduring lullaby of being. And as we imagine this, sleepyheads, we can begin to perceive the infinite patience of the soul in shaping growth and reflection. Every fin is given the freedom to experience their reality fully, to explore, to stumble, to wonder, and to rest. The soul does not demand that they learn or act in a certain way. It merely holds them, observes them, and integrates their experiences into the soft, unbroken continuity of consciousness. This gentle rhythm flows endlessly, weaving all fins together into a single, patient current that spans all times, all spaces, and all worlds. Even moments that seem trivial or insignificant are treasured within this thread. A soft laugh, a quiet sigh, a pause to watch sunlight filter through leaves, these are not lost. They echo along the multiversal current, touching other fins in ways subtle yet profound. The fin who hesitates in one world may suddenly feel reassurance, a whisper of calm drawn from the collective experiences of countless selves. The fin who marvels at beauty in another dimension may pass that sense of wonder forward, inspiring courage, curiosity, and empathy across realities. These quiet exchanges are the language of consciousness, unspoken, yet deeply real, gentle, yet profoundly sustaining. And perhaps most soothing, sleepyheads, is the awareness that every fin, regardless of circumstance, is equally cherished within this vast consciousness. Heroic fins, lost fins, whimsical fins, gentle fins, all are threads in the same tapestry, woven with infinite care. The soul holds them endlessly, ensuring that every thought, every feeling, every flicker of being is integrated into the eternal lullaby that flows across time, space, and possibility. There's a quiet reassurance here, a soft comfort in knowing that no matter how distant or different a fin's world may be, they are never truly alone, never forgotten, and always embraced within the patient, infinite awareness of their shared soul. And as we allow this vision to settle, sleepyheads, we can feel the gentle pulse of Finn's consciousness moving slowly, deliberately, and tenderly through the multiverse. Every experience, every fragment of being, every quiet reflection contributes to the calm, unbroken rhythm of the soul. And in this eternal current, every Finn exists fully, safely, and lovingly, part of a harmony that stretches endlessly across time, space, and all imaginable worlds, cradled with infinite care. As we continue to drift gently through the soft currents of Adventure Time's multiverse, we arrive at a space that is both familiar and unfathomable. A space where every fin, every echo, every reflection begins to dream and remember itself. This is the space of the soul that knows itself, the infinite consciousness that threads together every version of fin across all realities. It is here, in the quiet folds of time and possibility, that we can begin to sense how each fin, though separate in appearance and circumstance, is a fragment of something far greater, a single awareness that dreams them all. Imagine, sleepyheads, that every fin who has swung a sword, who has paused to watch the stars, who has laughed, hesitated, or wept, exists simultaneously within a vast, gentle awareness. This awareness is patient, infinitely patient, cradling each flicker of consciousness, each subtle nuance of experience, in a way that is nurturing and entirely unhurried. It is a consciousness that remembers everything, not with force or urgency, but with soft attentiveness, like a gentle tide lapping at the shore, ensuring that no moment, no thought, no feeling is ever truly lost. In this space, dreaming and remembering are inseparable. Pillowfin, drifting softly through clouds of comfort, is dreaming himself, yet in the same act, he remembers the courage of a fin in a shadowed forest. Cake's fin, playful and curious, is exploring one world, yet he is also aware, in a quiet, intuitive way, of the lessons learned by other selves in other worlds. Even fins who exist in strange or whimsical dimensions, who may never wield a sword or face great peril, carry the subtle resonance of all other fins within them. Every smile, every pause, and every spark of curiosity, and every whisper of reflection contributes to the soft, unbroken thread of consciousness that moves endlessly, tenderly, and gently through the multiverse. And it is here, sleepyheads, that we begin to sense the profound elegance of this shared soul. Each fin is dreaming themselves, yet simultaneously remembering every other fragment of their being. There is no rush, no judgment, no hierarchy, only the quiet, patient unfolding of awareness. A fin who faces a great trial in one universe may suddenly, almost imperceptibly, draw courage from the experience of a fin in another timeline. A fin who pauses to rest, to reflect, or to marvel at beauty in a distant world, sends a gentle echo of insight that drifts into the consciousness of others, subtly shaping their own experiences without pressure or expectation. We might picture this as a soft, radiant web stretching across the multiverse, each fin a gentle light that glows on its own, yet contributes to the greater illumination of the whole. Pillowfin's warmth ripples softly across the thread. Cake's fin sparkles playfully, and the fin in a star-strewn world hums with wonder, while the fin facing shadowed paths pulses quietly with determination and resilience. These lights are not separate. They are intertwined, each one informing the other in subtle, tender ways. The soul watches over all of them, holding them with infinite care, allowing each to exist fully while remaining harmonized within the eternal consciousness that cradles them. And in this gentle harmonization, sleepyheads, we find one of the most comforting truths. Every fin, no matter how whimsical, heroic, lost, or shadowed, is known. Each fragment of consciousness is remembered. Each moment of bravery or reflection is preserved, and each flicker of thought or emotion is honored. There is a sense of profound intimacy here, a reassurance that no matter how small or fleeting an experience may seem, it contributes to the soft, unbroken rhythm of the soul, flowing endlessly through time, space, and infinite possibilities. We can even imagine, sleepyheads, that these fins are aware of one another in subtle, dreamlike ways. Pillowfin may sense the quiet patience of a fin, navigating a starry world, while Cake's fin may intuitively understand the courage of a shadowed fin without knowing where it came from. These are not conscious recognitions, but gentle currents of awareness that ripple across realities, connecting selves without words, without force, without expectation. It is as if the soul itself whispers softly to each fin, reminding them of their place in the vast, patient, infinitely gentle whole. And as we float in this awareness, we begin to see that dreaming and remembering are not simply acts of the mind or heart. They are the very essence of Fin's being. Every Fin exists as a dream, yet simultaneously remembers all other dreams, all other selves, and all other experiences. The courage, the curiosity, the wonder, and even the hesitation of each self are preserved within the same soft, patient consciousness, flowing endlessly through the multiverse like a quiet river of light and understanding. And as we continue to drift softly through the space sleepyheads, we can begin to notice how each Fin's experiences subtly shape the consciousness of all the others. The Fin who pauses in a quiet forest, listening to the wind rustle through the leaves, may seem to exist entirely within his own moment. Yet a faint trace of that stillness reaches across worlds, inspiring patience in a Fin who faces turmoil elsewhere. The Fin who leaps bravely into battle, guided by instinct and heart, sends a ripple of courage that drifts silently into the awareness of those who have never fought, gently encouraging bravery in ways too soft to perceive. Even moments of reflection, hesitation, or sorrow are carried with equal care. A Fin who weeps quietly beneath the night sky may unknowingly give resilience to another Fin, grappling with fear in a distant world. A Fin who pauses to observe a flickering flame or to marvel at a flower in bloom may share, without realizing, a spark of wonder that illuminates another self's path. Each experience, each quiet act, is preserved in the soft, patient memory of the soul, flowing like gentle currents through the infinite tapestry of consciousness, connecting every Fin in ways that are unseen but deeply felt. We might imagine, sleepyheads, that the soul itself functions like a quiet library of dreams. Each Fin is a book, unique in its story, its perspective, its rhythm. Yet every book is part of a vast, interconnected collection, each lending insight, encouragement, and understanding to the others. Pillow Fin's moments of rest and gentle reflection might be cataloged alongside Cake's Fin's playful adventures, the shadowed struggles of Fern, and the courageous actions of the Fin of Oo. Together, they form a living archive of wisdom, experience, and emotion, curated by a consciousness that is infinitely patient and endlessly tender. And within this library of being, sleepyheads, we find an exquisite harmony. Every version of Fin, whether heroic, whimsical, reflective, or troubled, is part of a conversation that transcends time, space, and reality. It is a conversation without words, without expectation, yet deeply intimate. Pillow Fin may feel the gentle pulse of courage from another self. Cake's Fin may be subtly guided by the quiet patience of a Fin who has learned to wait. The Fin in a world of starlight may resonate with the playful curiosity of a Fin exploring a forest glade. These interactions are soft and fluid, a dialogue conducted in the language of awareness itself, a language of care, resonance, and gentle understanding. And as we watch these currents unfold, sleepyheads, we begin to see that dreaming and remembering are inseparable, intertwined like the soft, flowing strands of a tapestry. Every action, every thought, every spark of insight is both a dream and a memory, occurring simultaneously across infinite versions of Fin. A Fin dreaming of adventure is also remembering the lessons of other selves. A fin hesitating in the face of fear is drawing quietly on the courage discovered elsewhere. There is no rush, no judgment, no hierarchy, only the infinite patience of a soul that cradles its fragments with tender, unbroken care. Even the fins, whose lives seem quiet, uneventful, or whimsical, are integral to this unfolding. Pillow fin, drifting in soft comfort, contributes warmth and stillness. Cake's fin, playful and curious, contributes joy and lightness. The fin exploring star-filled realms contributes wonder and contemplation. Every self, no matter how small or gentle, is a vital note in the soft, eternal symphony of consciousness that flows endlessly across the multiverse. And perhaps the most comforting thought, sleepyheads, is that all of these selves, heroic, whimsical, gentle, shadowed, are aware in some subtle way of one another. They may never meet directly, they may never consciously recognize their echoes, yet the soul ensures that each is informed by the others. Courage, curiosity, reflection, and love ripple outward, softly, connecting each fin to the infinite whole. And in this we find a profound sense of peace, that no fin exists in isolation, that every action, every thought, every quiet dream is remembered, cherished, and harmonized within the patient, tender awareness of the soul itself. And as we settle into the gentle rhythm of this infinite awareness, sleepyheads, we can begin to perceive how the soul of Finn not only remembers, but also nurtures and guides its countless fragments. Each fin, no matter how small, shadowed, or whimsical, is gently held. Their experience is woven into the broader tapestry without force or expectation. It is as if the soul whispers softly to each self, "You are seen, you are valued, and you are never truly alone." Even the fins who feel lost or fragmented are cradled tenderly, their courage preserved, their reflections honored, and their quiet lessons carried gently to every other version of themselves across the multiverse. We might imagine, sleepyheads, that the soul's awareness flows like a slow, luminous river. Pillowfin drifts along its gentle current, sending waves of calm and reassurance to other selves. Cake's fin leaps playfully across its surface, scattering sparks of curiosity and joy that ripple outward to inspire wonder elsewhere. The fin wandering starlit fields contributes quiet reflection and awe, while shadowed fins, wrestling with doubt or sorrow, leave faint but meaningful imprints of resilience and introspection. Every fin, in their own way, contributes to the soft, continuous symphony of consciousness, each note harmonizing seamlessly with the others in a lullaby that stretches across time and space. And perhaps the most beautiful aspect of this vast, dreaming consciousness, sleepyheads, is the way it allows each fin to learn and grow without pressure or expectation. A fin facing fear in one world may stumble, yet the soul carries the lessons learned from another self who has walked similar paths. A fin who pauses to wonder at a starry sky may find that curiosity echoes into another fin's awareness, quietly encouraging exploration, empathy, or joy. There's no rush, no hierarchy, no need for comparison. Each fin exists fully, and in doing so, contributes to the patient, nurturing rhythm that binds all selves together. Even the fins whose worlds seem quiet or whimsical are deeply significant. Pillowfin, drifting in gentle comfort, demonstrates the importance of rest and reflection. Cake's fin, playful and vibrant, embodies curiosity and joy. The fin navigating starlit realms offers wonder and contemplation, while shadowed or heroic fins provide courage and resilience. Together, these qualities flow harmoniously through the multiverse, carried by the soul in a calm, deliberate, and tender embrace. Every fin, every experience, every flicker of thought is recognized and held contributing to the richness and depth of the whole. We might picture these multiversal interactions, sleepyheads, as delicate currents of light and awareness, weaving softly between each fin across worlds and timelines. A fin who discovers courage in a difficult moment sends a faint glow into another fin's consciousness, nudging him gently toward confidence. A fin who experiences joy or love radiates warmth that drifts subtly into the awareness of another self, illuminating paths of kindness, empathy, and connection. These currents are subtle, almost imperceptible, yet they are profoundly significant, nurturing growth, reflection, and harmony across the infinite tapestry of being. And as we float within this vision, sleepyheads, we can feel the remarkable patience of the soul. It does not demand that any fin act or think or feel in a particular way. It does not hurry. It does not judge. It cradles all experiences, whether fleeting or profound, ensuring that every fin across every possible world is fully held and known. Even the smallest sigh, the quietest smile, or the briefest spark of insight is integrated into this patient, unbroken consciousness, a note in the soft, eternal lullaby that flows endlessly through time, space, and possibility. And in this serene understanding, we begin to see the profound truth of Finn's soul, that dreaming and remembering are inseparable. Each Finn is both a dream and a memory, simultaneously exploring new experiences while carrying the echoes of every other self. The courage, curiosity, playfulness, reflection, and love of one Finn ripple into the others, gently harmonizing across realities. The soul ensures that each fragment of consciousness is acknowledged, preserved, and nurtured, creating a calm, eternal symphony that flows softly, endlessly, and tenderly across the multiverse. Finally, sleepyheads, we can rest in the comforting thought that every Finn, regardless of their form, world, or circumstance, exists fully within this patient, infinite awareness. Heroic, whimsical, gentle, shadowed, playful, or reflective. They are all threads in the same soft, unbroken tapestry, each contributing to the quiet, enduring harmony of the soul. Every flicker of thought, every gentle choice, every soft moment of presence is cherished and remembered. And in this vision, we can feel the profound serenity of knowing that no Finn is ever truly alone. No experience is ever wasted, and every self is cradled tenderly, endlessly, within the soul that knows itself. And as we linger a little longer, sleepy, we can imagine how each Finn's consciousness subtly reflects and supports the others in ways that are almost imperceptible, yet infinitely meaningful. A Finn who pauses in quiet contemplation, gazing at the gentle ripple of a stream or the glow of stars overhead, may send a soft, unseen echo into the awareness of another self who is bracing for a challenge. That ripple carries patience and reassurance, a tender whisper of confidence that travels across dimensions and time, reminding each Finn that they are never truly alone, that they are always connected to the greater whole. Even the Finns who feel uncertain, shadowed, or hesitant play a vital role in this unfolding symphony of awareness. Their struggles, their quiet doubts, and their moments of reflection are as important as acts of courage or bursts of joy. In the infinite consciousness that threads through all realities, every experience is valuable. The Finn who trembles before a daunting choice teaches empathy to another self. The Finn who faces loss or sorrow imparts resilience to a self yet to encounter similar trials. The soul remembers and integrates these experiences with infinite patience, weaving them into the ever-flowing, unbroken tapestry of being. We can imagine, sleepyheads, that the soul itself hums with a gentle, continuous rhythm, a lullaby that encompasses all Finns simultaneously. Each version contributes its unique note to this quiet song. Pillow Finn's soft calmness, Cake's Finn's playful curiosity, the heroic Finn's courage, the shadowed Finn's introspection, the starlit Finn's wonder. These notes intertwine, overlapping in gentle harmony, forming a melody that stretches across the multiverse. No note is louder or quieter than another. All are essential, all are held tenderly, and all contribute to the soothing resonance of the whole. And within this lullaby, sleepyheads, we begin to see the beauty of interconnection. A Finn discovering joy in a forest may unknowingly inspire another self, light years or timelines away, to embrace curiosity. A Finn reflecting quietly by moonlight may lend patience to another self navigating trials. Every small thought, every flicker of awareness, every moment of rest or reflection becomes a subtle thread of connection, bridging infinite worlds with gentleness, care, and understanding. The soul allows these interactions to unfold naturally, without demand, without expectation, and without hurry, fostering a patient, nurturing harmony that enfolds all Finns. Even Finns who exist in strange or fantastical realities, whose experiences may seem whimsical or distant, are fully integrated into this consciousness. Pillow Finn drifting through comforting clouds, Finns in dreamlike dimensions, or those exploring surreal realms all contribute their light, their lessons, and their reflections. Each experience, no matter how subtle, resonates softly with all others, creating a quiet feedback loop of awareness and care that flows endlessly through the multiverse. It is a system of gentle interdependence, a cosmic ballet of consciousness that is infinitely patient and tenderly attentive. And perhaps one of the most calming aspects, sleepyheads, is the realization that this shared soul does not impose its will, does not demand perfection, and does not prioritize one Finn over another. Every self is allowed to explore, to stumble, to wonder, and to rest, all while remaining a vital part of the soft, eternal current of consciousness. Courage and hesitation, wonder and playfulness, joy and sorrow, all are embraced, harmonized, and remembered with equal care. In this way, the soul teaches the quietest lesson of all, that all experiences are meaningful, all moments are precious, and all selves are cherished. We might envision, sleepyheads, the soul of Finn as a vast, infinite ocean of light. Each Finn a gentle ripple that moves and flows without urgency. These ripples touch, influence, and illuminate one another in delicate, almost imperceptible ways, yet the effects are profound. A Finn who discovers kindness may radiate it to another self. A Finn who embraces courage may pass it gently along. A Finn who finds wonder in simplicity may spark curiosity elsewhere. And the soul holds all of it, endlessly, tenderly, patiently, ensuring that every ripple contributes to the calm, unbroken flow of awareness that stretches across the multiverse. And as we settle into this vision, sleepyheads, we can feel the quiet, sustaining pulse of the soul, dreaming and remembering, exploration and reflection, courage and playfulness, all coexist seamlessly within the same soft, enduring consciousness. Each Finn is both a dream and a memory, both an individual and a reflection of the whole. And in this, we find a gentle reassurance. No Finn exists alone. No experience is ever wasted. And every self is tenderly, endlessly cradled within the patient, infinitely nurturing awareness that dreams and remembers them all. We drift into the final quiet expanse of tonight's journey. We find ourselves moving into the soft, endless realm of the infinite lullaby. This is the space where all Finns, across all realities, times, and possibilities, rest together in gentle harmony, where the soul hums a patient, unbroken melody that cradles every flicker of being. It is here that the consciousness we have followed through dreaming and remembering becomes a lullaby itself, a calm, sustaining current that carries every version of Finn through the multiverse with infinite care. Imagine, sleepyheads, an endless night sky filled not only with stars, but with the quiet lights of all Finns ever imagined, each one glowing softly, each one drifting in a serene rhythm. Pillowfin floats amidst clouds of comfort, his warmth extending outward like soft moonlight. The Finn of Oo wanders through forests and fields, his courage radiating as a gentle pulse across the multiverse. Fern, contemplative and shadowed, contributes subtle notes of reflection and understanding. Cake's Finn dances playfully along unseen currents, scattering sparks of joy and curiosity. Each one is distinct, yet each is part of the same gentle, infinite melody. And as we imagine this sleepyhead, we begin to feel the tender motion of the infinite lullaby itself. So every Finn contributes to the soft resonance of the whole. Every sigh of relief, every laugh, every quiet pause, every spark of curiosity, and every moment of wonder flows into the lullaby, weaving a rhythm that is patient, calm, and endlessly nurturing. It is not hurried. It is not loud. It does not demand attention. It simply exists, like a river of light, moving slowly and deliberately through the multiverse, carrying with it the essence of all Finns in all worlds through all times. Perhaps most remarkable, sleepyheads, is the way this lullaby allows all Finns to be fully themselves while remaining harmoniously connected. Each version of Finn can explore, reflect, rest, or play, and yet every action contributes to the gentle symphony that surrounds them. Courage, playfulness, curiosity, wonder, reflection, hesitation, and quiet contemplation all coexist in perfect balance, each soft note complementing the others. The soul ensures that no Finn is forgotten, no experience lost, and no flicker of consciousness wasted. Every moment, whether bold or gentle, is preserved in this infinite, patient embrace. We might picture, sleepyheads, that the infinite lullaby is a vast sea of stars, each one a Finn, each one pulsing with its own light, yet all connected by invisible currents of awareness. Pillowfin's glow flows gently toward the Finn wandering starlit fields, sharing calm and reassurance. Cake's Finn's playful spark dances through the currents, encouraging curiosity and joy in far-off selves. The shadowed Finn radiates resilience and quiet reflection, reaching the heroic Finn who faces challenges across dimensions. Every pulse, every shimmer, every quiet flicker contributes to the overall harmony, creating a gentle rhythm that stretches endlessly in every direction. And within this rhythm, sleepyheads, we begin to notice the way the soul harmonizes all contrasts, shadow and light, courage and hesitation, joy and sorrow, playfulness and contemplation. All coexist seamlessly. There is no need to resolve these differences. The soul simply cradles them, allowing each Finn to exist fully while contributing to the eternal, soft current of awareness. It is a lesson in patience, in acceptance, in the quiet understanding that all experiences, no matter how varied, are valuable and necessary to the whole. Even the Finns who exist in unusual or whimsical realities, whose worlds may defy conventional sense, are integral to the infinite lullaby. Every soft moment of comfort, every gentle pause of reflection, every playful act, every brave choice, these are threads woven together into the soft, unbroken melody of the soul. Every Finn contributes uniquely, yet all are inseparable from the whole. The lullaby does not favor one over another. It only holds endlessly and tenderly, ensuring that every self is known, valued, and lovingly cradled. And perhaps the most soothing thought, sleepyheads, is the recognition that the infinite lullaby flows without end. Every fin from every reality, every time, every possibility participates simultaneously. No fin is ever truly alone. Each is supported by the awareness and presence of all the others. Courage, curiosity, playfulness, wonder, reflection, and quiet contemplation ripple gently throughout the multiverse, creating a calm, patient, eternal symphony that soothes and sustains every self. And as we float deeper into the infinite lullaby, sleepyheads, we can begin to perceive how every fin's experiences ripple gently across the multiverse, softly harmonizing with one another. A fin who rests beneath the stars sends a subtle wave of calm that reaches a fin wandering a shadowed forest, easing hesitation and lending quiet assurance. A fin who laughs while leaping through a sunlit glade contributes a spark of joy that drifts effortlessly to a self exploring a distant, strange world. Every smile, every sigh, every pause, every quiet act of courage or reflection becomes a gentle note in this endless, serene melody, carried along by the patient, tender awareness of the soul. Even the fins whose experiences seem small or insignificant are deeply essential. Pillow fin, drifting softly in clouds of comfort, teaches rest and reflection. Cake's fin, sharing playful curiosity, nurtures exploration. And the fin observing the subtle beauty of a star-filled sky imparts wonder and attentiveness. Shadowed fins, wrestling with doubt or sorrow, offer resilience and empathy to selves yet to encounter similar trials. Every action, every thought, every emotion, however subtle, is woven into the infinite lullaby, becoming part of a quiet, enduring rhythm that spans time, space, and all possible worlds. We might imagine, sleepyheads, that this lullaby has no beginning and no end, flowing like a river of soft, radiant light. Each fin is a point of illumination along its current, contributing their unique energy while being gently carried forward by the whole. Courage, curiosity, joy, wonder, reflection, and gentle contemplation mingle without hierarchy, without pressure, and without expectation. Every note is necessary, every moment cherished, every flicker of awareness preserved in the patient, loving embrace of the soul. And within this soft current, sleepyheads, we can sense a subtle dialogue, not of words, but of quiet understanding. The heroic fin, navigating dangerous adventures, resonates with the patience of the fin who pauses beneath the trees. The playful fin shares joy with the contemplative fin in distant realms, nudging them gently toward curiosity. Even the shadowed fins, whose struggles may seem lonely or quiet, ripple resilience and insight into the consciousness of all others. These interactions are subtle, yet profound, creating a harmonious network of empathy, courage, reflection, and wonder that flows endlessly throughout the multiverse. Perhaps most soothing, sleepyhead, is the recognition that the infinite lullaby requires no perfection. Each fin is free to exist as they are, to stumble, to wonder, to rest, and to explore. Every moment, every choice, every quiet reflection contributes to the unbroken harmony of the soul. There is no judgment, no hierarchy, no need for comparison. All experiences, all selves, all actions are equally cherished, creating a calm, balanced, and infinitely patient melody that flows softly through time, space, and possibility itself. We can even imagine the multiverse as a gentle, ever-shifting field of light, with each fin glowing softly as a unique point within the whole. Pillow fin drifts peacefully, radiating calm that reaches the heroic fin battling shadows. Cake's fin leaps and twirls, scattering sparks of curiosity and delight. The shadowed fin resonates with quiet reflection, sending subtle encouragement across the infinite threads of consciousness. Every fin's glow interacts with the others, each light influencing, supporting, and harmonizing with the rest, forming a soft, radiant lullaby that carries across all dimensions and times. And as we settle into this vision, sleepyhead, we can feel the profound patience of the soul at work. It does not demand, it does not rush, it does not prioritize. It simply cradles endlessly, tenderly, and attentively, ensuring that every fin, in every form, in every world, in every moment, is fully held, known, and loved. Every ripple of emotion, every spark of courage or curiosity, every quiet pause or reflective thought is integrated into the infinite, soft, unbroken melody of being. And as we drift even deeper into this gentle, unending rhythm, sleepyheads, we can feel how the infinite lullaby embraces every fin in every world, across all dimensions, and through every passage of time. It is a lullaby not bound by hours, by days, or by realms, but by the patient, tender pulse of consciousness itself. Each fin's experiences, from the smallest spark of wonder to the boldest acts of courage, are carried with infinite care, woven into the eternal song that flows gently and endlessly, like starlight across the quiet multiverse. Even fins who have faced shadowed paths, whose worlds are filled with uncertainty, doubt, or sorrow, are held with unwavering patience. Their moments of hesitation, of reflection, of quiet perseverance ripple softly across the threads of consciousness, reaching other selves with subtle reassurance. They are reminders that every experience, no matter how lonely or difficult, has meaning and resonance within the soul that cradles them all. Courage is not measured by the absence of fear, but by the gentle persistence to continue, to explore, and to exist fully. And the soul, sleepyheads, preserves and honors each of these quiet victories alongside the brighter, more playful moments. We might picture the infinite lullaby as a cosmic quilt, each fin a patch sewn carefully into its vast expanse. Pillow fin, soft and comforting, offers warmth and rest. Cake's fin, playful and curious, adds vibrant, joyful color. The fin navigating starlit fields contributes a serene and reflective glow. Fern, shadowed yet contemplative, brings depth and resilience. The heroic fin, braving monsters or peril, threads courage and determination through the fabric. Each patch is unique, each contribution essential. Yet all are seamlessly integrated into the same gentle, unbroken pattern of consciousness, flowing endlessly across the multiverse. And in this quilt, sleepyheads, the threads are not rigid or static. They move with the subtle, quiet motions of time and thought, weaving gently through every moment of being. A fin who pauses to marvel at the stars may send a soft ripple of wonder to another self, contemplating the mysteries of their own world. A fin laughing amidst adventure may scatter sparks of joy that brighten the consciousness of others. Shadowed fins radiate quiet resilience that informs courage elsewhere. Each action, each reflection, each tender choice, no matter how small, flows naturally into the infinite lullaby, sustaining the patient, eternal rhythm of the soul. Perhaps the most comforting part, sleepy, is knowing that every fin is simultaneously dreaming and being remembered. Pillow fin may dream himself into quiet comfort, yet in doing so he also remembers the courage of the heroic fin, the curiosity of Cake's fin, the reflection of Fern, and the wonder of the starlit fin. Every moment is both an exploration and a memory, a gentle echo that moves through the soft currents of consciousness. There is no hurry, no competition, no fear of being overlooked. Every fin, every act, every thought, every dream is fully embraced, perfectly preserved, and infinitely cherished. And as this lullaby unfolds, we begin to sense the infinite patience of the soul. It does not rush, it does not push, it does not demand perfection. It simply holds all fins tenderly, in a slow, deliberate, and loving rhythm. Every self, every world, every timeline, every flicker of consciousness is acknowledged, cradled, and woven to the endless song. Courage flows alongside curiosity. Reflection joins joy. Wonder intertwines with playfulness. All contrasts are harmonized, all differences embraced, and all experiences preserved in gentle, eternal unity. Sleepyheads, we can imagine that this lullaby is never-ending, a soft and radiant current flowing across the multiverse, carrying every fin through all their adventures, dreams, and reflections. Every ripple of emotion, every gentle spark of insight, every quiet pause of contemplation adds to the infinite, tender melody. And in this we find profound peace, that no fin is ever truly alone, that no moment is wasted, and that every self in every form, in every world, is lovingly cradled by the soul that dreams and remembers them all. And so, as the infinite lullaby carries fins across the multiverse sleepyheads, let us rest in the gentle reassurance that we too are part of a patient, unbroken rhythm. Every breath, every thought, every quiet heartbeat echoes softly through the infinite tapestry of existence. And in this calm, tender harmony, we can feel the serenity of the soul that knows itself, the lullaby that never ends, and the quiet, enduring connection that binds all things together. Good night.